Close to 1 million homes and businesses were without power on Friday after deadly storms packing hurricane-force winds pummeled parts of Texas, Louisiana, and other Gulf Coast states. At least 4 people were killed in the severe thunderstorms. Windows were blown out of high-rise buildings in downtown Houston, and streets were flooded due to the heavy overnight rainfall. In Katy, a town just west of Houston, muddy brown water swamped a residential neighborhood, and trees swayed furiously in hurricane-force winds. Some Houston residents packed into a Costco grocery store to take shelter from the storm. Store workers brought down shutters and were heard asking customers to move to the center of the store.
All members, please go to the middle of the store.
Much of the region was plunged into darkness after the storms, and more than 890,000 homes and businesses were still without power as of Friday morning, according to data from poweroutage.us.
Grigory Sverdlin has seen this story before. The Russian activist lives in exile in the Georgian capital Tbilisi, where over the past month he's watched thousands of Georgians protest against a draft law on foreign agents. Critics dub the bill the Russian law and say it copies legislation Russia wields to target critics of President Vladimir Putin. Sverdlin himself was branded a foreign agent by the Russian government last September. He runs a non-profit from Georgia advising Russian men on how to avoid the draft, after Putin ordered a partial mobilization of 300,000 reservists to fight in Ukraine.
My fellow agents who remain in Russia face very big difficulties because these people face administrative proceedings and criminal cases. It is almost impossible to live in Russia now, being declared a foreign agent. This means that people are forced to leave the country. They are forced to stop their professional activity.
The Georgian government says the law would ensure transparency in the foreign financing of non-profit organisations. If it passes, charities receiving at least 20% of their funding from abroad will have to register with the government as foreign agents and submit onerous financial reports. The Kremlin has denied any association with the bill. Sverdlin says if Georgia passes it, there could be an exodus of the bright young people who have spearheaded the recent protests.
I do hope and wish the people of Georgia protect their independence and their dignity, because it is absolutely obvious that this act will be used to further strengthen authoritarian rule by closing down media outlets and NGOs, forcing young and not so young activists who do not agree with the actions of the authorities to leave the country. This is totally unacceptable.
Sverdlin ran a homeless charity in Moscow before leaving for Georgia in April 2022, shortly after Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. He set up his current non-profit, Idite Lesom, which roughly translates as Get Lost, that September.